Hi, my name is Kelly Eatherton. I'm originally from Missouri. Moved here about 14 years ago. I used to teach music when I was in Missouri, but I'm now retired. I was married for 34 years. My wife had a stroke 5 years ago. It was a massive stroke, paralyzed her on her right side. And I started taking care of her full time as her caretaker. She just increasingly got worse. She had another stroke and then followed up with a heart attack. Then pretty soon was put on hospice. And she lasted on the hospice for about 1.5 years. The heart just gave out. It just couldn't do it anymore. And she just gave up one day. Told me goodbye basically, and it just gave up, and she was gone.
She said goodbye?
Well, she said she loved me. And that was the same. We were kind of in sync that way. Told me she loved me very much, and then she stopped talking. I talked to her while she was kind of in a comatose state, hoping she could hear me, praying she could hear me, but, just not knowing. If I didn't believe in the hereafter, I would be a mess. Oh, she was saved, very saved, yeah. She really was. You get a finality in your mind and say, well, she's gone, I'm gonna have to deal with this now. And you think, well, things are going to calm down now. Things are going to get a little bit more relaxed. We went out with my brother and sister-in-law. We went out to a movie and to dinner. And we came back about 11 o'clock that night, and we stopped out at the road because there was somebody that had a fire and we were going to try to help. We didn't realize it was our house. It had already climbed into the insulation inside the ceiling. Understand that was January 18th. I just lost my wife on October the 10th. We were trying to wrap our head around that, and then the fire hit. In the fire, we lost one of our pets. I ran up to try to get the dogs out of the house. First thing I was doing, I was praying to God to please let them be alive. I was running up there, and my mother-in-law was crying in the car. We left the car running on the road. People had gathered all around. My conversation with God was really, please let them be alive. And I ran into the house. The fire was on the right-hand side of me, and I ran past that. The pet tried to get away, but couldn't, and was succumbed by the smoke. It was gone. 2 fire departments showed up. They battled it for a long time. The firemen came out and prayed with us. It was a son of one of the people in our church, and he prayed for us right there. It was a hard time. You don't have any answers at that point because you're just trying to overcome a tragedy, and then bam, this happens to you. You don't know what to do. God, I don't understand, but I'm going to trust you. I said, God, whatever is going on, I don't know what's going on. I can't believe I'm going to go through this now, but I'm going to trust you because I don't know what else to do. It's just when you're between a rock and a hard place, and you know the only answer is God. What are you going to do? You're going to have to just be tough and trust God. And that was pretty much my mainstay, and that's been for the last 4 months, is we're just going to trust God to get through this. God has kept us sound through this turmoil. That's saying a lot. Suffered such a loss before, and now we've suffered this loss, and it was all we could do just to keep it together. And it was God that kept it together for us. I decided to go to church. Brent Jones was the man I met there. Man, I don't know what to say about Brent. He started giving out of his heart so quickly, almost effortlessly. He started sharing with me how God can take care of the pain and how I needed to be there and what God was going to do for me. At the time of the fire, it was Brent. It was Brent Jones that came and said, what can I do? And he brought food. He brought people. He brought all supplies. He brought himself, and you'd have to know Brent to know that that's a lot. He's a big presence. I don't know what we would have done if we didn't have him. If we didn't have Shepherd Ministries, I don't know what we would have done. The insurance company didn't want to pay, sent an inspector out, didn't want to pay, so for a while, we ate solely on what Shepherd Ministries did for us. That's how we ate. I don't know how I could ever thank him, how I ever could thank them. I don't know. But pretty soon we were putting together a plan to demolish the rest of the home that didn't burn. We had people stepping up left and right. Oh, I'll do that. I'll do that. Why don't we just have a big barbecue and we'll do that? And I was saying, it's a bigger job than you guys think it is. It's a much bigger job. But they were saying, oh no, we'll just have a big barbecue. Maybe we'll have a sing along. It was funny because people were just rolling up their sleeves and jumping in. And I was so relieved that you see a little bit of light come out, because you're seeing all these people line up to help you. And you don't know what you did to do that, to deserve that. You just don't know what you did. And they lifted us up.
Hey, my name's Brent Jones. I'm out here with Shepherd Ministry of Central Texas. We're out here helping Kelly Eatherton, who lost his wife last year in October, and then in January of this year, his house burned to the ground, and it's been horrific. But we're seeing the church rise up as these men come out with their machines and their time and are helping Kelly right now during this time of need.
These men have come out, given their time, and we could not have done it without their help. We didn't have the money. The insurance held back money from us. We couldn't pay them like we needed to, and they just came out and gave of themselves. I've never seen any kind of outpouring of love like this before in my life.
The demolition was extensive. There was so much to be done. We had to call several people in. And of course, Shepherd Ministries was involved in that, calling people in and having them cut up the steel frame, and we had other people from our church. Just unbelievable help. We were trying to get it leveled, and we had bought another home sitting behind us. And we had bought another home, and they said, no, it's going to be at least 6 to 8 weeks. And the home came in early. We told the people that had the home, we said, well, you know, we don't have a place to put it yet. And they said, no problem, we'll keep it right here for you. Keep it warm, don't worry. And they did. And it's been here for about 3 weeks now. We barely got the ground leveled, and we were sending for the home to be put in. So it was just an amazing act. It happened. When it came down to crunch time, it was just that. It happened all at one time. It was long and drawn out, but nothing like what we thought it was going to be. We figured it was going to be a lot more. They gave us warnings that it was going to take a lot longer. When it came together, it came together. It came together quickly. God gets all the glory for this. Because of what has happened, the fire, losing my wife and everything, I have family members now that are turning to Christ. They see what the church did. They see what the church did, and they weren't ready for that. They looked at something square in the face, and it changed them. Anyway, sorry. So God gets all the glory for this. I'm seeing things happen that never would have happened. I'm seeing lives change that probably could not have ever changed. And it has nothing to do with us. God took a horrible situation and worked His glory, and it just worked. And now people are starting to see the light. My mother-in-law loves our church. Did not go to church. She wouldn't miss church now. My brother and sister-in-law drive from Pflugerville to come to church. They wouldn't miss it. Things are changing. God's getting all the glory. I have to say something about Shepherd Ministries. They're kind of like the boots on the ground. It's not necessarily enough to give. But when you get people that are ready to roll up their sleeves and put their boots on the ground and put it where it counts, they were the ones that did it. They did what I didn't think anybody else would do. And they were there through all the tough spots. I don't know what we would have done. I don't know what we would have done, but with Shepherd, they were the machine that worked everything to help us through. Like I said, they were the boots on the ground.